Hello there, my wonderful friends. Welcome back. Today, we're going to go through Qigong basic foundations that will actually help elevate your practice. Most of the times, these Qigong foundations are overlooked, and we forget how powerful these foundations really are. So today, I want to give more importance to these practices to also help guide you and for you to add this to your daily Qigong. Okay, let's begin. So the very first and most basic foundation of Qigong that we're going to learn today is the Dantian or the standing Qigong. So first, I want you to stand with your feet shoulder width apart, grabbing the earth with 10% tension here. And now release your knees. So it's not, I don't want to use the word bend because when you say bend, it's like you're kneeling. But here, you just want to release. And you see how my sacrum drops towards the earth, feeling a sitting sensation rather than a kneeling sensation here. Knees above the ankles. Now I want you to do one inhalation, feeling your spine, connecting to heaven through your crown point, relaxing the shoulders and the chest here. So making sure you feel that sitting sensation. So what we want to avoid here is to extend the lower back right like this. So you want to tuck it in, but not tuck in a way that it's almost facing forward. You just want the sacrum to the earth, connecting to the earth with your byway, your crown point connecting to heaven. So feeling that rootedness, grounding downwards towards the earth, but at the same time, you're connecting upwards to heaven, to cosmos, to the universe. And here you just want to relax shoulders, relax the chest. So key point here is you want to release any excess tension in your muscles that you don't need, where you're putting energy into those tension when you're not supposed to use energy there. So just sit here for a moment. You can close your eyes, tuning in within, tinging, listening energy. Just begin to also connect to your intention for today's practice. Maybe it's something more focused on the practical things like foundations, or maybe you just want to have a practice to move, or even deeper intentions for today, more spiritual, finding peace, finding balance. Okay, next, I will teach you a mudra that we usually do while we are on a Dantian. So first, right hand for females, put the right hand over the Dantian, and then the left hand over the right hand. And for males, you want to put the left on the Dantian and the right over the left hand. Okay, so the reason for this is also a frequently asked question, why this is different for males and females. In this practice, the right hand is usually a yang energy, and so female energy is more yin. So when you put your right hand over your Dantian, if you're a female, you're nourishing the yin energy, and then the left hand, which is a more yin hand, you put it over the yang hand. So opposite, if you're a male, it's known to be a more yang energy. So the left hand, which is a yin energy, nourishes the yang, and the right hand, which is a yang energy, nourishes the yin. Okay, so just put your hands here. And now I'm going to teach you a mudra. Okay, so your hands here, the front hand's thumb, you're going to put it right in the middle at the center of the back palm, pushing that center of the palm. And then the back hand's thumb, you're going to put it just over that middle squishy part of the thumb and the point fingers. And then you begin to put it into the dantian. Still standing in your tanjong, see if your knees are still slightly released here. So we're connecting now to our Jing, our life source, which is stored in the lower dantian, located 3 fingers below the navel and about 3 knuckles within. Just connecting to our own energy, our primordial energy, the energy that has always been within us since birth, that gave us life. Now we're going to add breath here. So in Qigong, most of the time, people think that it's just movement, but the breath actually plays a major role in Qigong. So in Qigong, we follow the movement of the breath. So now let's learn some basic Qigong breathing techniques. So let's first do the abdominal breathing. As you hold into your lower dantian with an inhale, feel the lower dantian expanding, the abdomen, the lower back, perineum expand. And with an exhale, feel everything condensing into the lower dantian. So this is the abdominal breathing. Inhale, everything expanding. Exhale, everything coming in. Condensing into the center, into your lower dantian. Inhale. Exhale, bring it in, condensing. And let's do it again. Inhale. Exhale, coming in. And let's do one last inhale. Everything expands, belly, lower back, perineum. Exhale, everything coming in, condensing in. And now let go of the breath here. Good. Still feeling the energy of heaven and earth. Okay, now let's move on to the next breathing exercise for today. It's called a 3-stage balloon filling breath. Now with an inhale, still expanding with an inhale, you're going to feel the belly. And now feel the ribs. Feel the chest. Now when you exhale, you're going to exhale in reverse, releasing the chest, the ribs, and the belly. So the idea here is to feel all those 3 places, the belly, ribs, the chest. And then when you exhale, you also release in reverse the chest, the ribs, the belly. And so one more inhale, feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest. Exhale, releasing the chest, the ribs, the belly. Okay. With the next breathing technique, we're going to also use the 3-stage balloon filling breath, but with a twist. And this breathing technique actually helped me to cultivate fire within me. So this is very, very good for seasons like the autumn or the winter where it's more cold. And especially for me, where I came from a tropical area and now transitioning to a 4-season country, this breathing technique helped me cultivate that inner fire and helped me adjust pretty well with the transitioning weather. And this is also good for even for those who are used to the cold climate. So it helps you cultivate that fire within you. And with the name itself, it's actually called the holding fire breath. So let's begin. We put our hands on the dantian again. And we will do the 3-stage balloon filling breath. So with an inhale, you want to feel the belly, feel the ribs, and the chest. And once you reach your full inhalation, I want you to hold that breath there. Let's try it for 4 seconds for now. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale in reverse, releasing the chest, the ribs, the belly. Let's try that again. Inhale, feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest. Hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale in reverse, releasing the chest, the ribs, the belly. Let's try it again. You can do it on your own pace, at your own time. Feeling the belly, ribs, chest, and try to hold it a little bit longer here, for as long as you can. Exhale, releasing the chest, the ribs, and the belly. And try to observe how the heat is actually coming to your body now. I feel it now. Feeling the warmth in the body. So I find it really, really useful when it's colder season. Let's do one more. Inhale. Feel the belly. Feel the ribs. Feel the chest. Hold for as long as you can. And releasing the chest, the ribs, the belly. Now let's release the hands on the side. And those are your breathing techniques that you can use anytime you need it. And now I'm going to add just a little movement with that breath. So for this round, you can choose either if you want abdominal breathing, the 3-stage balloon filling breath, or the holding fire breath. But in this round, I want you to be more observant about how fast or how slow your breath is. So this is very important in Qigong. We follow the movement of the breath. So the beginning of your breath is the beginning of the movement. The middle of your breath is the middle of the movement. And the end of your breath is the end of the movement. So now, with this simple movement, I want you to do exactly just that. I want you to hold your palms in front of you like you're holding an invisible Qi ball, activating through your Lao Gong points, which is in the center of your palms here. And let's begin our breath, beginning with an inhale. Beginning the movement. Middle of your breath, middle of the movement. End of the breath, end of the movement. And you exhale. It's the same thing with the beginning of the exhale. You compress, middle of the exhale, middle of the movement, end of the exhale. We end the movement. And again, inhale. Listen to your breath now. Exhale. So yes, if you're doing the holding fire breath, you also want to pause there. So let's try it with the holding fire breath. With an inhale, feel the belly, the ribs, the chest, and the movement. Hold it, holding the movement as well as you hold your breath. Exhale, release. Listening to your breath, listening to the rhythm of your breath. Let's try it again. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Let's do one more time. Inhale. Holding the breath, holding the movement. Exhale. Holding the Qi. All right, and release the hands on the side. All right, so now you've learned the Dantian, the standing Qigong. You've learned a few breathing techniques. You've learned the abdominal breathing. You've learned the 3-stage balloon filling breath. And you've learned the holding 5 breaths, and you've also incorporated with the horizontal breathing and trying to harmonize the movement with the breath. Okay, now let's go through the 3 dantians. So what are dantians? Dantians are 3 energy centers in our body, which are the lower dantian, as we mentioned earlier. This is located, again, 3 fingers below the navel and 3 knuckles behind it. And it is known to hold the jing, or our essence, our very essence. In the Western terms, the nearest term for this is like the DNA. So when we're born, we already have it. So it's our energy, our life source in itself. And the next dantian is the middle dantian. It's located in the heart area. So this holds the chi. And you can see, this is also where most of the organs are. And this dantian allows for these organs to function. And the next dantian is the upper dantian, which is in other terms also known as the third eye. And it holds the spirit, the sun. And it's also connected to awareness, consciousness, and those are the 3 energy centers. So I'm going to teach you another practice, which is called the dragon whip-sit tail. And the idea of this movement is to focus on these 3 dantians. So first, I'm going to teach you the arm movements of the dragon whip-sit tail. So let's just stand first in our tanjong. First, I want you to hold your palms right in front of you, activating through your Lao Gong points located at the center. And this is called the wellspring palms, where you hold the chi, you activate the energy gate, the Lao Gong in the palms, and you want to hold that chi. So you don't want to let that go in that practice. So all throughout this practice, you're holding the chi, activating that energy gate. Okay. Now, put it a little bit in front, about the chest level. And then from here, I want you to bring it in to the lower dantian first. So your elbows are facing backwards. From here, once you reach the hip area, I want you to flip the palms backwards so that your fingers are facing back. And now you're going to stretch as far as you can back here. From here, you're going to bring it in. Once you reach the shoulder level, you're going to uncoil the arms, slowly flipping the palms up until you reach, again, your first position. Now from here, let's do that again. Bring it in, keeping your wellspring palms into the lower dantian, flipping it backwards so that the fingers faces back, extending as far as you can backwards here. And then you bring it in. Again, once you reach the shoulder, you're going to slowly unravel the palms so that it faces upwards back to your first position. Okay, now let's try that into the middle dantian. Same movement, just a little bit higher into the chest, bringing it in. Elbows facing back, then flipping the hands so that it faces backwards, stretching as far as you can. Bring it in. Once you reach the shoulders, you're going to slowly unravel, making the palms face up. Bring it into the middle dantian again. Flipping backwards, extending as far as you can. Bring it in. Slowly unravel, palms facing up. Good. Now let's bring it to the upper dantian now. So we're just going to bring it in. Palms facing inwards, extending out. Good. Gathering it in. Bring it into the upper dantian. Bring it out. Let's try one more time here. And bring it out. Great. Now let's bring it downwards again. Into the middle dantian, same as what we did earlier. Bring it back. Bring it in. Flipping up. Down into the lower dantian, bring it in. Bring it back. Coming in. Unraveling the palms. Great. Okay, so now you've learned the arm movement. Let's just close one time. So you're going to extend the arms up to shoulder level, flip the palms up, reaching upward, circling up, rising up to your toes with an exhale, palms down. Good. All right. Now let's go through the body movement of this practice. So I want you to stand in your tanjong. So feet shoulder width apart, just feeling your feet grabbing the earth with 10% tension, releasing the knees, sacrum to the earth, feeling a sitting sensation. With an inhale, feel your spine connecting to heaven through your crown point. Let's put the hands on the dantian. Remember the mudra that we learned. Now I want you to first sink a little bit more towards the earth. So this exercise is called the dragon back. And then you're going to push into the earth, okay? So that push into your feet through the earth will start the movement, which is a wave-like movement, activating through your ankles, waving forward and up, sending that energy to the knees, up to the thighs, into the hips, into the spine, to the ribs. Once you reach the chest, open the chest, and then you're going to bring your sacrum to the earth, reversing the wave. So this is called the dragon back or the wave. So the idea here is to send the energy one joint at a time. Don't anticipate the next joint. You want to feel and savor each moment. Sinking down. Bring it up. Sinking down. So you feel also the activation of each energy centers. Good. So sometimes you may need a little bit more practice here with the wave. So just keep going. Pushing to the earth, sending the energy one joint at a time, ankles, knees, hips, spine, ribs, chest. Exhale, bring it down. Let's do 2 more. Inhale. As you rise up and wave up and forward, exhale. As you sink down, waving backwards. Inhale, waving up, forward. Exhale, sinking down, waving backwards. Good. Now stand in your tanjong here. Okay. Now we're going to put them together with the lower body stance. So the lower body stance here, you can actually just stand here in your tanjong if you wish. But if you want to have a wider stance, you can do it in a horse stance. So what you'll do from your tanjong, just open your leg out, wider than shoulder width apart. Both of your feet facing forward. From here, so this is just a wide tanjong. This is called a horse stance. You want to just sit, okay, as low as you can. If this is as low as you want today, this is also fine. If you want some challenge, you can go wider and sink a little bit lower here, but that's not necessary. So what's important here is to sit as comfortable as you can. Okay. Now we're going to add the body movements and the hand movement that we learned earlier to do the full dragon whip sit tail. Okay. So first, let's gather the palms in front, wellspring palms, activating through your laogong. And now we're going to activate the feet, beginning with the dragon back, activating the wave, waving forward as you rise up, bringing in the palms in the lower dantian. As you sink down, you're flipping the palms back, and then bring in and raveling the hands, finishing your wave. Let's try that again into the lower dantian. Inhale as you wave forward, rise up. Exhale as you sink, waving back. Okay, let's do 3 more into the lower dantian. forward, rising up, sinking down, waving back. One last into the lower dantian. Bring it in. Sacrum to the earth. Bring it now into the middle dantian. Good. Trying to coordinate the wave with a hand movement. Let's do 3 more. Okay. Unraveling. Now let's bring it into the upper dantian, still waving forward as you rise up, sink down, waving back. And 3 more times. So one last inhaling, bringing it in, exhaling, bringing it out. Now let's go back down again, middle dantian. Let's do it 2 times here. One more. And into the lower dantian. Last one. Bring it in. Good. Now we'll close. Coming back in to your standing Qigong here. Dantian. Let's close 3 times. Inhale. Reaching up to the shoulders. Flip the palms. Rising up, circling up. Exhale. Palms down, pushing it to the earth. Follow your breath here. 2 more times. Inhale. Flip the palm, circling up, rising up. Exhale, push it down. Last one. Exhale, bring it down. Palms on the side. Wuji stance. So with the Wuji stance, you're still standing in your Dantian, but with the arms a little bit wider, circling into the side, leaving some energy in between the armpit, but at the same time not using any tension that is not necessary. Sit here for a moment, feeling that sitting sensation. Now let's put the hands on the dantian again. We'll go back to our first breathing technique that we learned, abdominal breathing with an inhale. Feel the abdomen, perineum, lower back expand. Now with an exhale, I want you to compress the energy back into the lower dantian. Seeing a pink colored pearl condensing within. Inhale, feel everything expand. Exhale, feel everything sinking within. Condensing into a pink colored pearl. Inhale. Exhale. Feel it condensing within the lower dantian. Now let go of your breath, releasing any control of the breath, any tensions in your muscles in your body. Just stand here. Just allow yourself to be here, present in this moment, feeling the ground on your feet or the floor in your feet. Feeling the rising and falling of your belly as you breathe. Feeling your crown point connecting to heaven. Becoming aware of the energy outside of your body. At the same time, becoming aware of the energy within you. Becoming aware of the flow that you cultivated today, the space that you've cultivated today. Tinging, listening energy. Feel any sensations of chi, of energy in your body. Looking within. Okay, now let's slowly become aware of our surroundings, feeling any sensations in your skin, feeling in the tongue, the roof of your mouth, becoming aware of the sounds around you. Slowly release the hands, open the eyes to wide-eyed vision. Focusing on your periphery, coming back into focus. Give that one more breath. Inhale, exhale. Okay. Thank you so much, my wonderful friend, for practicing with me today. And I hope that today's practice has helped you learn a little bit more of the foundations, which are actually very, very deep and very, very powerful practices that we need to incorporate in the more dynamic and the more advanced form. So please feel free to come back into this video anytime you want and share this to your friends or family and for those that you think might find benefit in this video. And also don't forget to like, subscribe, and we'd love to hear what you think in the comment section. And we try our best to comment and each and every one of you, and it's really, really wonderful to hear about your experience in our practices. So thank you again, my wonderful friends. See you in the next ones. Hello again, my wonderful friends. As you are wrapping up today's practice, I just want to express again my sincere gratitude and appreciation for your presence and work for today. If this video was helpful, I hope that I can ask for a small favor by clicking the like button so that more people can benefit from this video. Also, we post one video per week, so if you haven't subscribed or clicked the notification bell, please do so that you will be notified when we upload videos. If you have any suggestions or questions, please feel free to comment them in the comments section below. We try our best to answer them personally so that we can connect with you. Thank you again, and see you again on the next videos.